Given the fact that there's a lot of caution out there in the investor community after a number of high-profile collapses in the crypto world, by getting in on the infrastructure more, are you trying to iron out some of the risk and volatility that's associated with this sector?
Well, I think at its core, this is a bet about the long-term view of where digital assets and blockchain technologies are going to change how financial institutions manage and certainly transact. At the core, we think there's going to be a lot of examples where through tokenization, you're going to see assets that we think about trading today that are tokenized. And institutions need to think about how they store digital assets today, known as cryptocurrencies, but also those tokens of the future. BlackRock's CEO, Larry Fink, talked about this being a multi-trillion-dollar asset business. And we think it's going to continue to grow. It's a great fit for us because it's really where Ripple has been throughout our history of focusing on infrastructure and solving real problems for real customers.
A few years ago, back in 2020, you had a bit of a run-in with the SEC. Medico is based in Switzerland. It's got non-US employees, as far as I know. Was that part of the appeal, given that US regulators are cracking down more and more on cryptocurrency companies?
Well, look, I think it's fair to say that the U.S. has made it as confusing as possible as to what the rules of the road are for the crypto industry. And frankly, it's why you're seeing entrepreneurship and investment flowing into other jurisdictions. Certainly, Europe has been a significant beneficiary of the confusion that has existed in the United States. And yes, as you described, the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission has really been at the forefront of that confusion. And unfortunately, that has encouraged companies like Ripple to invest more outside of the United States. About 95% of our customers are non-U.S. And this year, most of our hiring will be non-U.S. for some of those exact same reasons. Ripple, prior to this acquisition, we have about 800 employees. Medico has about 100 employees, as you described, almost all outside the United States, primarily in and around Europe. So we think it's a perfect fit, both from the type of customer, where we're trying to grow, where our customers are today. And so we're certainly very excited about it.
Brad, what should the post-FTX regulatory framework then look like for cryptos and governing cryptos?
I think it's a really important question because I think we conflate what happened with FTX as a crypto problem. And really, look, from my point of view, at its core, what happened with FTX is called a fraud. And frauds happen in lots of different, unfortunately, asset classes. It's not, unfortunately, specific to crypto. But when I talk about providing clarity and rules of the road, the rules of the road for FTX were clear. They just broke those rules. The challenge here in the United States, where Europe really has provided leadership, and countries like UAE, certainly the growth you're seeing in Dubai, but even the UK and Singapore, they're providing the clarity about how they will regulate these digital assets. And that allows, through those rules of the road, that allows entrepreneurs, that allows investors to go engage constructively with regulators. And again, the reason why Medico has been such a perfect fit for Ripple is from its beginning, it's been focused on infrastructure, enterprise, and working with the regulators. These are all regulated entities. That's true of Ripple's customers today, and the reason that we think Medico is such a perfect fit, and we're willing to pay $250 million, was because they also have that same DNA and that same ethos of focusing on an enterprise customer, working with regulators, and really being very global from the start.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? I hope you enjoyed that clip from Brad Garlinghouse talking about their major acquisition of Medico, how huge it is, and also the future of tokenization. We've now seen BlackRock CEO talk about tokenization being huge, Ripple, and many others have been following this channel. And they did not stop the news. Ripple has a major bombshell again today. They've been selected to be a pilot program to showcase real estate asset tokenization solutions. And this is by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. The world is becoming tokenized quickly and surely, Emmy from Ripple says. They're going to showcase their asset tokenization solution to the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. We're going to read about that more quickly. But if you see the game plan, Ripple is creating a one-stop shop for digital assets, and that can be used by financial institutions, banks, and enterprises. They're going to specialize in custody, cross-border payment settlement, global networks like RippleNet, buy and sell different digital assets, tokenization, NFTs. Andrew says he's sure that much more is coming. So tokenization is a market that Ripple is definitely after. We also see PolySign drop some news today. They just received a new certification demonstrating their ongoing commitment to maintaining the highest standards of financial operations and compliance. We know David Schwartz and Arthur Brito are behind this project. So it seems like the Ripple master plan is all coming together. And this is another major announcement. We've been hearing the word tokenization pilot programs a lot. You know, Sologenic supposedly has a tokenization pilot launching soon. And let's read more about this. So it's Fubon Bank, one of the largest commercial banks in Taiwan, will just demonstrate its use case under the e-HKD pilot program, which will focus on real estate asset tokenization and equity release, leveraging the e-HKD. The pilot program will see a series of pilots conducted with various industry players to gain in-depth research into the application, implementation, and design issues related to the e-HKD. So remember that this is expected to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry by 2030. So all the biggest players are trying to get a piece of this pie, and Ripple is selected to be part of the pilot program. So the Asia Pacific region has many forward-looking regulators such as the HKMA, Hong Kong Monetary Authority, who are looking to leverage the capabilities of blockchain crypto technology. It's a huge honor for Ripple to be one of the select few organizations participating in the pilot program. We now have the opportunity to demonstrate how real estate tokenization could be brought to the citizens of Hong Kong, and are confident that our fully integrated solution be an industry-first use case demonstrating the power of leveraging a CBDC for real estate equity asset release, says James Wallace, Ripple's Vice President of Central Bank Engagements of CBDCs. This was announced on May 18th, 2023. A few days ago, on May 15th, David Schwartz posted 6 months on Mainnet, the growth of NFTs and tokenization on the XRP ledger. If you listen to David Schwartz talk, he mentioned that when XLS 20 was first going live, that you'd probably see a lot of cool collectibles and art. And that was basically just guinea pigging the ledger, seeing how it handled the throughput of all these tokenized JPEGs, let's just say what they are. And that after everything goes smooth and people see things go smooth, you could expect more serious tokenized assets coming to the ledger. And he wrote this article. I'm going to talk about it again. It's been 6 months since XLS 20 went live on Mainnet, bringing native NFT functionalities to the XRP ledger. Since it became one of the top ledgers, top blockchains, top 10 for NFTs. They've had 1.3 million NFTs that have been minted, over 740,000 offers to buy NFTs accepted. So became very popular very fast blockchain for NFTs. And they have a whole entire infrastructure ready to go. Tokenization infrastructure and tooling. They have non-custodial wallets. They had block explorers. They have Super Mojo, which is going to make things easier to enable easy payments on the XRP ledger. You got the scan, you got all these useful tools, and now He also mentions in this tokenized real world assets are coming to the XRP ledger. Like I said, going beyond art and collectibles, the community is constantly unlocking new use cases for real world utility of NFTs and tokenization. Among those include the tokenization of real world assets. We just heard about real estate. We just heard about this. So David Schwartz posted this 3 days later. Like 2 days later, we get Medico. Then we get this. So this document is really important. He mentioned Sologenic. He mentioned Stasis, which issues the world's largest euro-backed stablecoin, integrates within the XRP ledger. He mentions the digital identity technology that enables compliance processes like KYC and AML. They're integrating within the XRPL. That's big. Stably. I've done a Twitter space with Stably, and now I have some friends that are ambassadors for Stably. They have a program they're launching out of Seattle, Washington. And they're a Web3 payment infrastructure provider that issues USDS stablecoin on the XRP ledger. Stably enables individuals and businesses from 200 plus countries to mint and redeem USDS on the XRPL. So you can see the XRPL ecosystem is so much more developed than the previous bull cycle when it hit all-time highs. They have a whole infrastructure ecosystem now supporting the XRP ledger, which will give more value to XRP. They also have a climate startup that is building blockchain-based marketplace for voluntary carbon credits on the XRPL, connecting carbon credit buyers and sellers. So David Schwartz writes this, and then we get the news about Hong Kong real estate pilot program. PolySign will probably help custody these XRPL tokenized assets like this tokenized real estate. I'm sure they have some secret plan for PolySign. Lots of people speculate. I think they have a lot of NDAs, so they're pretty secretive. But if you watch other XRP content creators, you can learn a lot more. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. Everybody have an awesome day, and peace.